Hello guys, welcome to a new video. Today I'm doing a vlog. It is still the summertime for me, the holiday, the 2 weeks of holiday that I had. I just finished the ATTE comparison video, which one was the best. I hope you liked that video. I'm a bit sweaty. I just turned on the AC again. I turned it off to get the better audio. I think for a vlog it's a bit less important. It is more of a talk than the rest. It is going pretty good, I must say. I just wanted to give you an update. Previously I've talked a bit about the my health and that kind of stuff, about the coughing and the asthma and that kind of stuff. I don't feel it as much anymore, which is good. I filled up a few holes here and there that were in the attic still, and that actually kind of solved a bit of coughing. Of course, I still have to cough here and there. I just edited that out and try to give you the best experience as possible. I'm also using a new lens since the Corson update, and the latest, I think the first video was the video of going to Utrecht actually. I think that's the first one where I'm using this new lens, which is a bit wider. That's also why I'm filming in 1080p. I don't know what YouTube does. I think I still render in 4K, but it's recorded in 1080p, so 1080p is the best experience. It doesn't really matter if you do 4K or 1080p with my videos, I think. So yeah, it currently goes pretty well. I'm trying to hold off to the Corson build. It currently is Saturday, by the way. I still have one more week to go of creating content, so hopefully I can do a lot of that. But I had one thing. I had the background. You had a few videos where you have seen this minifigure display case. Well, I wanted to swap out some figures, and then because I didn't wear shoes and just socks, I slipped, and now some pieces actually got removed from the board. I almost had it complete. I thought, well, I have it open for the ATTE review, then I can better just add these minifigures. So I had finally every Anakin added to it, and well, you see this gap right here now, so I either glue it, but it's also a damaged board, so I don't know what I should do with this. I also wasn't happy with how it came. You know what, let's actually talk about it. So there are a few manufacturers that actually sell these display cases, and this one came from MinifiguresDisplay, which I totally do not recommend. This one was really awful when buying. So not only, well, they just glue these pieces, which is fine, but it came with a pretty bad pieces some here and there. This one as well, maybe you can see it a bit, is damaged. Had a scratch on it. They don't really use new pieces, I think, which is kind of sad. As well as this case is just made out of wood, and some parts are still sharp on the edges. I'm trying to check which side it was. You could see it a bit here, which has not fully white on there, so it's a bit of kind of damage. But pretty much the only thing that does make this case unique or work is just this transparent piece of plastic that is holding it in, and then you have to literally put all of these pins down to make it stuck. It is very hard to put this in here with the back plate on top. Hey guys, future editing me here. This part I explained that this minifigure case didn't really work when you flip it over with the minifigures. What I meant there pretty much is when you have the frame laying down, you have to put the minifigures on top, which you have to rotate this plate where all the minifigures are on 180 degrees kind of, and then you just have to hope that those minifigures don't fall off, because you'll only notice when you just fully close down the case, and well, but when you put it up straight, you just have to cross your fingers that those minifigures don't fall off, which is kind of annoying, but I think that's typically the case with this case. So that was that. Some of them hold accessories, so they used to fall off. It was not really a useful experience, but luckily that was not the biggest issue we had. The biggest issue we had with this minifigures display case was just the order in general. Like they say, you can just order them, and it just takes a few months or whatever. But then when you order, it is saying it is made to order, and therefore they can do as long as they want with this. For your information, we have ordered this in 2023 actually, this display case. And I still have WhatsApp messages visible, luckily, that we were looking for the order. Not actually 2022, because it took 2 years to be shipped. So we bought it in 2022 for my birthday for October. And I see a WhatsApp message coming by from my mom asking, asking for the status. That was in 2024. And I seen during that time there was a message. You can go all the way to the bottom of the website. And on that website it is displayed that these cases, the materials are currently in short when it's coming to the display cases, and therefore it could take some time, so be aware of that. And that is kind of a box, a checkbox, or you can close it if you want to, as you can see on screen right now. But this is what I mean, you can still see it on screen right now. We are in 2026. This means that they have had a shortage for 2, if not 3 years for display cases. And I am curious personally, what kind of expensive materials are they using? I mean, it is a piece of plastic, it is a piece of wood, it is a simple kind of frame with nails, and the only thing that they have to do is buy or make a white sheet that is the same size as the frame, so the cardboard from the back, and just glue these 2x2 bricks on there. That literally could be the only thing that maybe takes a bit, because of course they want to have the lowest costs and all that kind of stuff to make it work for their shop. But I just cannot believe that this message from like 4 years ago when we bought it apparently was already on there. And it is 2026 now, and this message is still on their website. So just like, if you are even trying to, or like doing an attempt on buying these cases, be aware, make sure to check these pages. They have one listed on their shipping. That shipping could take longer because of their orders, and also for their manufacturing, that it could take longer because of the resources currently not being available, the materials or anything like that. Which is just crazy, because just as I mentioned, like, this has been ongoing for like 2 to 4 years. Like, why is it taking so much effort for just a simple frame that you can just pretty much purchase at IKEA? And I should have done that earlier. But yeah, back to the video. I assumed it was like half a year or anything else. My mom actually ordered it for my birthday as a gift to me. You also pay quite a hefty amount of money for this IKEA frame, I think it is. It's just insane. I checked the reviews later after my mother already ordered it, and I saw like a lot of complaints to this company. I haven't checked the other companies once again. But the issue is pretty much that this order didn't came in until 2 years later, and I think it was a week after my next birthday. So yeah, 2 years of manufacturing. This display case is literally just 4 pieces of wood. It is a plastic sheet on top, and it's a piece of cardboard and a piece of white with just some bricks on it. So pretty much like, if you order all these parts on Bricklink in new condition, you can easily make this yourself for way less, and the time will be at least way less than just 2 years. It was insane. I tried to get in touch with them, in contact with them. There was no way to get in touch with them. I contacted them via the email we bought this thing with, so with my mother's email, no response. I contacted them with my email, and they only say it's being it is being handmade, and therefore it is made to order, and therefore we can do as long as we want with it. So it's currently made to order. Afterwards, they couldn't find the number anymore, and my email went into a system that wasn't saving the email, so they found my email out of the sudden, and then out of the sudden again, it just shipped after 2 years. Crazy work. So yeah, I could literally enjoy this for, I think, a year or two. Well, now I probably would have to glue it again, which the glue is not the issue, but the damage, I think, is the issue, because if I would shine a light on it, you probably would see it. I would have to use a kind of a measuring tape to measure it all again, but, well, I think it's just I think it is good enough, and I call it a day. I will remove all these minifigures, put the most expensive minifigures like this Queen Amidala. I will put them in a special case and just call it a day. I think this one is done for. So that was my first experience with a minifigure display case company, which is not good at all. So eventually I hope I get a better experience somewhere else. But yeah, this was crazy. 2 years of waiting for a piece of cardboard. I actually expected a custom frame, and it was said that they do like the measuring and everything by hand. And like, well, if I do it by hand, it takes me 2 weeks, maybe max. Why does it take so long? We have to pay so much for it, and now I understand why I have to pay so much, because it comes all the way from Barcelona. It says on the back panel, it says on the website, but truly I don't know where it comes from, to be honest. But I do have to say, since I bought like these custom kind of minifigures, that I do have a bit more respect to the custom community. I also have a bit more respect to the delivery time. I have a few here, these Grandpa Clone Custom minifigures. If I order it directly from him, it usually takes a month until it's getting shipped, but that's still not 2 years. So a quick side note regarding this minifigure display case. That the display case broke is not their fault. I put it on the floor. I slipped with my socks, as I mentioned. I was just not wearing shoes, and I slipped, and therefore the pieces broke. Before it actually came in pretty like decent, everything was intact. It was just the shipping that I was not, and the delivery time that I was not happy with. But if there is another minifigure display company that would like to send me theirs, or you know, let me know, and maybe I can do a review on that one, because I'm pretty sure other people can do better. But for now, I gotta use the glue to make this work. Luckily, only the Palpatine line kind of broke, so I would have to make sure that it's like aligned properly. So these ones are loose, this one is loose, this one is stuck still, and I think the rest is okay. So only 3. I think with just 3 loose, I think that is pretty okay. But yeah, somehow Palpatine, no, he did not return. He broke. Let's fix it. So guys, here is the minifigure display. I put it back, I let it sit for a bit so the pieces would stick. I do have a few open spots left. I know that there's gonna be the new Boba Fett, so I think it's nice to have him on the bottom row, as we have the other one right there. So I think it's good to have him here. This side, I'm not really sure which figure I will be putting on. Make sure to let me know in the comments which figure will be a very nice one. This is kind of the Rogue One kind of era, but also like the episode 4 and like Bespin, and this kind of like Ahsoka, but also episode 6 and afterwards kind of idea concept. Then we have like episode 3 going on. We have episode 2. Then we have Clone Wars. Then we have episode 3. Whoa. Episode 3. Oh yeah, 2 rows of Clone Wars. That was kind of what it was. Episode 2 rows of Clone Wars with like the earlier stages, and we have like the later stages. The episode 1 helmets, and then the swap to the 2. That was the idea, indeed. And then everything was perfect. Episode 1, and yeah, you already see what happened. Every figure was okay, and then Queen Amidala, you're so annoying. Now I can open this whole thing again, put you back on, and hopefully it sits. I think it's the lightsaber from Maul, but I did want to include this lightsaber, but maybe I'll put it to the front. I actually thought that it would have less space at the front, but when I look at the other figures, Ahsoka with Rota fits pretty well. We have Mandalorian here with Grogu, the new one, also on there, so they kind of hold, and there's actually a lot of space. Grievous is even sitting there with his neck fully right, like fully straight, so I think it's a good thing to put Maul's lightsaber at the front and just call it a day. So one more time, and hopefully then it's good. So now when we come down the stairs or up the stairs, we got this minifigure case over here. I think this is a better spot, and it is not fully water level, but it was either getting a fully water level, and then it was very like movable. And I'm afraid when we come up and down with the washing, the baskets, that we might hit this. And now if I press it a bit, Of course, if you press it really hard, it will do other stuff, but now it's also being held by this little piece of wood, this wooden strip that goes all the way down. So we might have a bit of a gap, but at least we have a bit more of a safety in here. So I think it's pretty good, and if I can make the corners a bit easier, I can obviously reposition it a bit and make it a bit more straight. But so far, I'm pretty happy with the location. I think I've been doing good. So after I clean up this mess, what else can we still expect from my holiday time? Well, I think I will have to do a bit more sorting. I haven't been able to sort. I was working on the reds, as I mentioned in the other video. On the red bin, the blue and the yellow pieces are done. So that is something that I need to do. I also need to do a bricklink order, or at least an order, because I start to run out of the anything by 3. This is all the tiles I have. I have not a lot. I don't have the right colors for the 2x2s, so I do have to do another order. Even though when I go to the other drawers, some of them are packed. This is the by 6. I do here have the by 8. I got these ones recently, I got these ones recently, and I still don't have the correct pieces, so I do have to make a bricklink order. That is going to be a thing that I have to do. Of course, I want to clean up some stuff, but we also have to do another thing. And the other thing is actually on this side of the room. Besides the washing that is standing there, I also need to work on this. So that is probably something that I will be doing upcoming week. I will try to put the ventilator on the other side. I also still have to do this beam, removing the paint. That's kind of why I'm holding off to doing all this. The paint is starting to like drip down, so I have to strip it and remove it, and then after all of that, you see this blank area over here. On the other side, I actually have a panel hanging there where I can put some sets on, and I do actually have 2 more of these floating shelves from IKEA that is hanging on the other side as well, and I want to use those to put on the blank area over there. So then I can actually add more Lego sets to my build, so hopefully I can add some interesting sets that I don't want to have in this display. So I think that is a very nice idea to make sure that these shelves are staying nice and clean. So I've been making some small arrangements to the shelf with some big impacts here and there. I've made this one a bit more cluttered for now by adding the ARC 170 in here and the V19 in front. I still need to find a good spot for that one. This one still has to move to a spot that I'll showcase to you soon. And up here I didn't do anything yet. Same with the ventilator is still there because I still need to do the paint. But going lower down below, I added the Bauschke ATTE here by rotating the gunship to its front side and adding the ATDP, if I'm correctly. It's an ATDP or an ATEP, I don't know, but that one I've added it on the right. Going next to this shelf, I've actually added on the bottom the Wampa and the Tauntaun with Han Solo on there. I still need to fix that snow speeder, so I think I'll be working on that actually soon. I think that's an easy task now with all those parts sorted. On this shelf over here, nothing really changed, but on the Death Star shelf, I've actually removed the Super Star Destroyer to make it a bit less cluttered, and actually helps. I added the minifigures here on the side instead. And well, going on top here, again, nothing changed. So I need to do something about that as well. And going to the left, we have the smaller unit, and well, those parts are gone. The parts are back on the UCS Star Destroyer in the corner that I need to be putting eventually on this one where the ventilator is, so that's why it's in the corner. But I've been adding my old place kill one back on here. This one is slightly discolored, well, slightly heavily discolored, but it's also partly glued, so I just keep it for nostalgic reasons because it was one of my first sets that I've ever owned, together with the Red Republic cruiser right there. Those were my first sets, but the Star Destroyer had so many issues with these panels falling off when you open them to play in, and that I asked my dad to glue. I removed a lot of glued parts, a lot of pieces broke, replaced, so maybe it's not glued anymore, but I cannot say, but it is complete, so I'm just happy to have it. And at the front here we have the Imperial Landing Shuttle, the Lambda class shuttle. This is a mock design based on the previous shuttle, not the one that just released in 2026. But yeah, I think this one is the best you can get. It looks phenomenal. Sadly, not a lot of interior play. There is space for interior, but then you weren't able to pick it up here by the fin, because then you would open it. So he chose for sturdiness, and this is pretty good. I just cannot wait to actually get a stand for this. So I just mentioned the display people. If you also can send a few stands, no, I'm just kidding. But that would be really cool to put this one on the stand, because I think in flight mode it looks so much better than in standing mode. I think it looks a bit worse. Going down below here, I have this shelf now empty. There used to be a bunch of Lego sets on this shelf. I added all those Lego shelves over there. So now all those blue shelves there in the corner, they're all there. And then the one next to it are the other sets that were on this table. Those now have been moved to there. And well, I don't know where I should put those next. But the biggest change that I've been doing is on the left over here, above the staircase. I've actually added all my brick heads on the row over here, together with these little astromech units here and there. They're a bit hiding somewhere. I think that's very funny to do that. Then I have the kind of the MIDI scale collection going on here. And then I was actually like, wait, why do I only have 3 MIDI scale ships? Like, didn't I had more? But I was like, okay. And then I realized that I bought one recently in Utrecht. So I will have to build that one, change a bit up. I think those Speed Champion cars, they will be gone because it's not kind of Star Wars related. They're also a bit older. I will find a spot for them a bit easier than removing the French Cafe, for example. I do have the Lego exclusive Dutch set over there, and then the brick heads, they're all still there. So that's the kind of the new update on this beam over here. And well, we still have these shelves that I have to mount. I just need to wait for the stairs, but that's probably finished whenever downstairs is finished. Then I can have the stairs and can mount those ones over there, and hopefully we do have then a bit more space to store some Lego. I actually forgot a spot. Is rather a cabinet over here in this corner. I've actually moved all of the sets that were here on the table. They're now off. Everything that's on the table here, these need to be disassembled. So that is going to be the first thing that I will be doing. Whenever I have time, of course, I will be disassembling all of these sets. And over here I added pretty much a episode 1 kind of plateau concept idea. Again, the only reason why I have one diorama and this one built particularly is because I have every diorama sealed in box that released. There's a rumor actually going on now that there is a new diorama coming. I cannot wait. There's also a rumor going to be for a Star Wars cinema. That is super cool. So I cannot wait to see those with those posters and stuff. I will highly collect all of them except the UCS set. The rumor currently was the Darth Vader's tie. Maybe it could be on this shelf, but I don't want to heavily add so much to this shelf. I now add the AT-TE, the 2008 one over there. These are floating shelves. They cannot have a lot. Already the one below, you see the holes here. That one broke. You can see it over there. So the hole is a bit bigger than the other ones. So it fell already. I don't want to over support or put a lot of them on. We already have the UCS Slave 1 right there in the corner. So maybe it can join here on the shelf on the top row. But I also want to have some storage just in case, or some open space just in case when I need to store more parts. Because, well, as you know, we have some parts here and here and here. I cannot pretty much put it in these drawers over here. So I will have to wait. These ones are getting full, so I might have to add one more here. And I also still need a spot right here for the Lego Technic stuff going on. So hopefully this one is actually a top one for the other cabinets over there, those bookcases. Maybe it's going to be a good idea to put this one in the other corner where the top part is now staying. But yeah, pretty much what's going on over here is we have these episode 3 Jedi Interceptors. We have some MISCs sets, and I mentioned the other one should be moved. It should be moved to this one, and then I have to move the Hot Rod Snowspeeder probably to the snow, the Hoth part. but then it can be 2 Jedi Interceptors here, or Starfighters. These are Interceptors, these are Starfighters. And I should add then the Ahsoka one, I still have the Anakin one. So then we have 4 Jedi Starfighters over here, and the U-Wing should be moved. Don't know where yet. And then over here we still have the Endor Moc kind of built. Little. The tree over here is gone because of course it wouldn't really fit. And I needed the parts. So I have added a small little laying down tree. But the Ewoks are still standing in here. The clone troopers are gone. I put them somewhere else. So now they kind of have peace. I thought it was a cool, fun mock to just leave it here as a kind of a history monument in a way. I see one of those trees also broke. So yeah, I should replace it maybe a little. Oh, there goes the wing again. It wasn't mounted very good anyway, so it is what it is. My camera is gonna be dying soon. I'll clean up a bit more here. Maybe I can do some stuff here and there. Disassembling, maybe building. I haven't really been taking my time to build any sets because it is my holiday time, as I mentioned before. So I want to take all the time and energy to make some good content for you guys. So maybe it's time to take a bit of time off and just read some of these visual dictionaries. Maybe I should do that. Let me know, by the way, do you recognize any of these? Probably this one. Do you have this one? That would be really cool. Then you're a really OG. If you want to see more things regarding to the vlog, maybe you want to see the way how I sort, maybe you want to see more videos of me going shopping, maybe you want to see more concepts and ideas, let me know down in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks again for watching. Bye.